The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello, I'm Carol Kidu Jr. with Wednesday's news. In this edition, PNG performs first successful operation, major school reform program kicks off, and debutants named in opener. Health Minister Elias Kapavore has backed the creation of Papua New Guinea's first Chief Nursing Officer within the National Department of Health. He says the role is vital as nurses continue to carry the biggest load in frontline care, especially in rural and remote areas. Health Secretary Pasco Kase will lead the process to establish the position, which will strengthen nursing leadership, workforce planning and training. The Nursing Council says the role is essential as the profession becomes more advanced and demand for quality care grows. The new Chief Nursing Officer is expected to oversee maternal health, primary care and overall service delivery across the country. Port Moresby General Hospital recorded its first successful open-heart surgery on a female patient early this week, conducted by a local team led by PNG's own cardiothoracic surgeon Dr. Noah Tapawa, with support from a team from the National Heart Centre in Singapore. More surgeries were conducted over the last 2 days with the local heart specialist team at the helm. These surgeries included open heart operations to replace diseased mitral valves.
The procedure to replace a diseased mitral valve is a delicate one and requires heart specialists to treat this defect through an open heart operation. To access this service overseas would cost a fortune for ordinary Papua New Guineans, thanks to Port Moresby General Hospital and the National Heart Centre in Singapore for the partnership that will see 8 patients given a new lease to life.
We couldn't achieve the specialist services or providing the specialist services without the grateful support of our partners, and especially Sing Health. This is, I think, their third year. They've been here in Port Moresby providing a highly specialized care which most of our ordinary people, our Papua New Guineans, won't be able to afford. Specialized service which expensive at its own cost. You considering the travel to Singapore or Philippines or Australia. We are grateful and we are appreciative of Professor Chua and his team of very highly experienced and expert in the work they do.
The same team carried out the first successful coronary bypass procedure last year.
The last trip that we came, we concentrated on doing coronary artery bypass surgery, and that was your 50th anniversary, and we're very glad that PNG did the first coronary artery bypass, and I think PNG really put this on the map. It's something that is very, very important.
Visit last year, we did 6 operations for 6 patients, and we did the first coronary artery bypass, and that was done last year. This year we are working on valve mainly.
Procedures conducted on the patients in this round of the program included the replacement of blocked valves. Priscilla Alembo from Ella Province was the first to be operated on, where a mitral valve was blocked and had become narrow over time. It was replaced with a new one from animal tissues.
Operation was uneventful. We needed to replace a valve, meaning that by taking out the old valve, which was very narrow, that normally for a normal mitral valve, it should be about like 4 to 6 square centimeter wide for a normal person. For her, yesterday when we opened, the valve was opening like even smaller than my little fingertip. So imagine, and we're just treating one of those patients. But very luckily that the patient went well, and we needed to change it into a tissue valve that was made from animal's tissue. And overnight, she was quite stable. We managed to take out the breathing tube for her. Then this morning, during the walk around, she was quite well, and we could communicate and give the plans for today. So
the team will work on all the patients in the remaining days before the Sing Health team heads back to Singapore. They are due for the next visit in November later this year. Ruth Rungula, TV1 News.
Into the third day of open heart operations on adult patients at Port Moresby General Hospital to replace diseased mitral valves, heart specialists reveal that there is a growing burden of rheumatic heart disease in PNG. Good news is this disease can both be prevented and treated. Prevention starts at the young age, ensuring children are brought up in healthy conditions and are not exposed to chest infections.
When a patient is diagnosed with mitral valve disease, the valve becomes stiff or thick, narrowing the opening and restricting blood flow from the left chamber of the heart to the left ventricle, causing shortness of breath, fatigue, palpitations, and chest pain. But doctors say this can be prevented early if chest infections are managed well earlier in life.
In Papua New Guinea, we have rheumatic heart disease. It's quite endemic in the population. And this affects mainly the younger population. It's due to the usual respiratory tract infection, and it triggers off immune system that starts to attack the valves structure. So the body thinks that this is a bacteria, starts attacking it as well, and it destroys the valves. So it's autoimmune reaction after the infection. So that's the main cause.
So we are concentrating on the condition which is actually entirely preventable. We are dealing with rheumatic heart disease. All right. So the thing about rheumatic heart disease is that it is something that is preventable. All right. A congenital heart is different. Patients is born with it, but this is something that is preventable.
PNG's very own cardiothoracic explains how this can be prevented at an earlier age.
Basic hygiene, recurrent chest infection. So children especially, it's better to prevent it by taking the children to seek treatment as soon as possible. Avoid them from smoking, and the living condition must be improved to try and prevent this.
Doctors also say this is treatable.
When these patients develop disease, you must treat them. All right. But more than that, we hope to do further. We hope to help in terms of screening, in terms of prophylaxis, because WHO has recognized this as a treatable condition, and there are actually guidelines to what a country can do, the measures that you can adopt to really tackle this problem.
A good treatment facility is vital to address this burden. Right now, PNG does not have a dedicated heart facility that is equipped with its own theatre and equipment to carry out surgeries. Heart specialists at the Port Moresby General Hospital continue to share the 4 theatres at the hospital built in the 1960s. Therefore, they cannot attend to all cases, even though they have the capacity to do this on their own. Ruth Rungula, TV1 News.
Papua New Guinea is improving its tuberculosis testing capacity through a new laboratory partnership supported by the Australian High Commission. The Queensland Mycobacterium Reference Laboratory is working with the PNG Central Public Health Laboratory to strengthen local TB diagnostics. Around 900 samples are sent overseas each year for specialist testing. CPHL staff recently completed hands-on training in Australia, learning how to safely handle TB bacteria and detect drug resistance. Officials say restoring TB culture testing locally is a major step forward in the country's fight against the disease. Newly elected member for Day, Desmond Kipper, has committed to fully serve his people in the remaining 6 months before the 2027 national elections. Kipper, in an exclusive interview with this newsroom today, said he will prioritize road links and connect his people to the provincial capital, Mount Hagen.
Desmond Kipper, the newly elected member for Day, is making commitment to serve his people in this short span of time in the lead-up to the 2027 national elections. In an exclusive interview with this newsroom today, Kipper outlined his priorities, focusing on improving road infrastructure to enhance connectivity between his community and the provincial capital. He said road infrastructure plays a critical role in facilitating access to essential services, markets, and opportunities for economic development. Furthermore, Kipper says his aim was to enhance the quality of life for his people, enabling better access to education, healthcare, and employment.
We have a lot of development issues with our bridge, Mecca Bridge, the hospital that has been down for the last 15 years. Road ceiling, there's a couple of other roads, there's some culverts that have been washed away. And people, as we speak, my people are traveling all the way down to Bans in the Juaca province, and then they have to travel up to Mount Hagen, and it's about 10 kina, when it should be only 5 kina. And for private vehicles, it's consuming a lot of fuel, so it's quite expensive. And the other side is going down to Mulbaya side, which is also another long journey. So,
given his short term in the office, Kipper said he is adamant to contribute to fostering a stronger sense of community and promoting local development and ensuring that the voices of the people in Day are heard and represented.
Thank you for your patience for the last 2 weeks when I've been elected, but also your patience for the last 2.5 years when the late member passed on. And I call upon all of the male and female citizens of Day to continue to have that patience. I cannot work miracles. There are procurement processes in place. There are processes and procedures, and me as a lawyer, I have to follow those processes to make sure that we comply with all these processes, and then have the funds available so we can help deliver the services. In terms of planning, budget, we've already done that. Now is the part where we're waiting for the government accounts to open for our district. So that is another process, and I humbly ask my people to have some patience.
Meantime, Kipper thanked his people of Day for giving him the mandate for the next 6 months. Freddie Moe, TVWAN News.
Meantime, member for Day Desmond Paul Kipper has confirmed that the Day District Development Authority has presented its 66.25 million kina budget to Treasurer Ian Ling Stuckey. The funding will facilitate the development needs of the district and ensuring that essential services and infrastructure projects are adequately funded. In addition to the budget presentation, Kipper also announced that the Treasury has issued a warrant of 30.7 million kina to the district. This funding will enable the district to commence various development initiatives.
We passed the 66 million kina budget, and that's for me as a first timer. Many would come in and probably pass a 10 million kina budget and think that that's it. But I want to be ambitious enough. So, and with the help of Maraperoso government, hopefully we can get some funds to, cater for the 2 missing years, 24 and 25. So we passed that. And also we had a district plan for 26 and 27 as well. So that it took us a week to put everything together, but I had to get guys to work, and for me, the desire to deliver. I don't want to waste time playing politics. It's the people that suffer. I'm okay, you know. But it's something that I want to bring my people to the standard that I am.
This is TVWAN News. When we come back, parents demand proper administration and headmaster hopes for better.
For too long, banking has felt out of reach for many. But now, BSP's One-Took wallet is here to change that. Send and receive money, pay bills, and top up. It's your money, wherever, whenever. Because at BSP, we are committed to improving how our customers connect to our One-Toks, to our family, to the ones we love. BSP's One-Took wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# for everyone.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
When you're all in, anything can happen. Grab a Coca-Cola and enjoy the moment.
Rugby League is a powerful force that unites Papua New Guinea and develops our youth. Through partnerships with the PNG LNG Kumals, Grassroots Rugby League and Justin Olam, we aim to instill skills to last a lifetime.
I'm community blue. When it's on you walk him, I'm come up community. You must all community.
When we invest in people, we invest in tomorrow's possibilities.
New Fabuloso Multi-Purpose Cleaner with an irresistible fragrance that lasts all day long, creating a field of flowers in every corner of your home. With an irresistible fragrance that lasts and lasts all day long. Fabuloso Irresistible Fragrance.
Look at this, everyone.
Private equity takes center stage. Europe is talking about how it can have strategic autonomy in technology.
See that CNBC wants to start.
Of course, increases in that buffer requires difficult choices elsewhere with tax or spending.
But we have to keep coming back to this. So the word gradual is there. So there's a lot of uncertainty out there.
I'm keen to get your take on valuations here. That is the type of deal making that's happening right now.
The bears make sense and the bulls make money.
You got scammed? Where did you get the money to pay them? We mortgaged the house. That's why it's so important for me to pass the board exam. So if you're looking for a girlfriend, well, I'm sorry. That's not me.
You already took our TV, come on!
What you're doing here is illegal.
If you wanted to take the legal route, well then, you should have borrowed from the bank.
You don't need to solve all your problems alone.
I'm just not used to having someone around who's willing to help me.
Well, then get used to it. Because I'm here.
Eternal rivals face off against one another like... Bellingham, here's Rodrigo, and it's 4-1 Real Madrid!
It's not football, it's La Liga.
Welcome back. Parents and guardians of students attending Gerehu Primary School convened this morning at the schoolyard and demanded for proper administration for the school's academic. Parents say their concerns arise from years of lack of competency.
This issue was prompted after former acting principal Margaret Puka announced a reappointment to the head of the primary school over the recent appointee Lois Korave. Those who attended pledged their support behind Korave with hopes that her presence will change and lift the school's level. Over the years, less than 50% of grade 8 students from Gerehu Primary School secured placing in secondary schools while the rest dropped out. Facilities including classrooms, ablution block and water supply became issues that affected students. According to a parent, water supply was restored early this year under the leadership of Korave. Those concerns remain sensitive as parents demand for a change.
We parents, we want the new administration. We don't want the old one. Even like in school, los senis, speaking don't come to school. That's what we are fighting for. So we have to strong on it.
This school for past how many years was run down. And a lot of people that we have, the chairman and the headmasters, they came. There's no good proper facility, no students. We didn't have good teachers in the school also. And this matter is something to do with education.
2 principals, 2 headmistresses in the school.
Good one.
DIB, Salim. At the beginning of the year, Salim, headmistress, na deputy come. After 6 weeks, all Salim, all talk, Isla headmistress also. Education, the DIB board now, the education board has to tell us what criteria all using law, appointing more officers. If they have sent one down, we are satisfied with this one where all Salim come at the first place.
Since January, the new headmistress came in for the school. She paid off the water, cost of 10%. And then the school is running for free now. I didn't even see any kids outside the classroom. No one from the beginning staff outside. The village family are thinking Lomi staff was saying. It's a new principal that you think student is going up.
Former acting headmistress Puka revealed that initially she accepted the appointment of Korawe as the new headmistress. However, she claims that she was recently reappointed to as headmistress, which caused an uproar amongst parents.
As the deputy parents, I ran the school through with the help from the new board. Legitimate board 25, 26, 27, 3 years. After 26, you can change the new board. But right now they have the power to do anything they want to do.
Meanwhile, no education inspector in National Capital District was present at the school campus to hear out parents' concerns and the administrative blunder. Current headmistress Korave, who is being backed by the parents, says she is ready to bring change.
And when I entered the school, I saw the school was not like a school. It's very, very low by the look of the physical standard of the school. But I'm glad that I have started off my duty to make sure that this school will rise up to its highest standard.
Michael Tamtipais, TVWAN News.
PNG's Christian Leaders Alliance Chairman on HIV and AIDS, Archbishop Sir John Cardinal Ribat, is calling for national action to tackle the root causes driving HIV transmission in Papua New Guinea. Cardinal Ribat said long-term prevention of new HIV infections cannot rely on treatment and awareness alone. He said the country must confront the underlying factors that shape risk and vulnerability, including poverty, unemployment, economic inequality, gender disparities, marginalization, poor communication, and the misuse of the internet and social media. The Cardinal warned that PNG's HIV crisis continues to hit hardest among people, the nation's youthful and productive population. More than 1,000 students from Iobuna Koba Primary School at 14 Mile on the outskirts of Port Moresby will be pioneering the launch of a major education program. 600 schools across the country will take part in the Smarter, Safer Schools program to strengthen the education reform, improve school safety, and boost foundational learning.
The program focuses on student well-being, safety and skills, learning and resilient school systems against climate change and emergencies. It will also focus on teacher support and implementation of the standard-based curriculum and its 166 system. Iobuna Koba Primary School at 14 Mile has been the chosen school to commence the Smarter, Safer Schools program. This is following consultations between the National Department of Education, Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, and UNICEF PNG in partnership with the Central Provincial Education Division. The Smarter, Safer Schools program is a 4-year, 33 million Australian dollars investment by the Government of Australia implemented by UNICEF under the leadership of the Department of Education.
It's a great privilege and a great honor that our partners, our bilateral partners in Australia and our multilaterals in UNICEF come forward to ease the pressure and ease the burden through introducing this program of 3 years, Smarter, Safer Schools. And I want to say thank you as a member for Hirikwayari to be the recipient of one of the 600 schools in this country that are to be supported under the 3 years program for the next 4 years.
We are gathered not simply to launch a program, but more importantly, to reaffirm our commitment to first, providing quality education for our children, and secondly, providing an environment that is both safe, with strong leadership and governance for our children's learning and education.
The Smarter, Safer School program will support the 166 education reform and will roll out in Central, Morobe and Western Highlands province before expanding to other regions in the country. Jasmine, TVWAN News.
Headmaster of Iobuna Koba Primary School, Joseph Booker, acknowledged the presence of Governor for Central Province and Hirikwayari MP for turning up to the school and hopes they see the dire state of the school. He shared that there is overcrowding and the teacher-to-student ratio remains a challenge with lesser teachers available.
Problem. When we have increased student population, will mean that there will be more teachers here too. Today, our employer, the Teaching Service Commission, is saying the policy now is, the condition now for teacher is one position in a school is one teacher. No position in a school, there is no teacher son. And that is another added burden on us again at this point in time.
And now let's take a look at the finance news. The kina closed lower at $0.2325 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2250, $0.3162 Australian dollars, $0.1857 euro, and 35.18 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, palm oil, crude oil, and copper closed higher, while gold, coffee, and cocoa closed the day lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. TV1 News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Banking doesn't have to be complicated. With PSP's One Talk Wallet, control your money wherever, whenever. Dial *131#, enter your PIN, select cash in or out, and generate a secure code to withdraw cash. It's the only wallet for cardless ATM withdrawals. Send and receive funds, pay for goods and bills, or withdraw cash with ease. All with PSP's One Talk Wallet. PSP's One Talk Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# today.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Start your day by doing the 1, 2, 3 with Colgate. Wake up. Brush your teeth. And smile. Smile throughout your day with Colgate.
Long year
2024, 7 pa baby i-born one time HIV. HIV ikan go long baby long triple rot. Time bel mama ikat HIV, long time long karing baby, na time baby isusu. Tasol yumi can help him bel mama long lookout him baby inside long bell. Go quick time long bell mama clinic na kisim antenatal check. Time yumi panim sick HIV ariap o time bell mama i positive penis, early treatment ikan save him baby. Give him baby healthy start long life. Stop him spread long sick HIV eagle long baby. This lutok sawa ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
Ready for the world, so is your TISA Visa card. Visa keeps you moving wherever you go, Papua New Guinea or abroad. Seamlessly pay for travel, dining, online shopping. Easily access your funds and instantly track your expenses. Every tap comes with security, trust, and peace of mind. Unlock the world of possibilities. And it all starts with the new TISA Visa card.
You got scammed? Where did you get the money to pay them?
We mortgaged the house.
That's why it's so important for me to pass the board exam. So if you're looking for a girlfriend, well, I'm sorry. That's not me.
You already took our TV, come on!
What you're doing here is illegal.
If you wanted to take the legal route, well then, you should have borrowed from the bank.
You don't need to solve all your problems alone.
I'm just not used to having someone around who's willing to help me.
Well then get used to it. Because I'm here.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Prime Minister James Marape has reaffirmed the government's commitment to agriculture as the central pillar of Papua New Guinea's economic transformation. At the launch of the AgriConnect program in Goroka on Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026, Prime Minister Marape welcomed a $250 million partnership program supported by the World Bank, Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, International Fund for Agriculture Development, International Finance Corporation, and other like-minded partners.
Prime Minister James Marape emphasized the crucial role of agriculture in Papua New Guinea's economic strategy during the launch of the AgriConnect program in Goroka. He highlighted the government's goal of fostering 1 million sustainable family-based livelihoods through agricultural development. Marape described the program as a vital strategic effort aimed at creating a structured network that connects farmers, entrepreneurs, and agribusinesses across the nation, enhancing coordination and facilitating growth in the agricultural sector.
One of the greatest gifts the fathers of our country, the mothers of our country gifted us in 1975 as they construct our national constitution is the preservation of land in the hands of our people. It is on land you build your house. It is on land you sleep. The family unit come together. It is on land you produce. You go to bank today, the banks will ask you, what is your collateral for borrowings? And the number one collateral they seek for is land.
The Prime Minister was joined by World Bank Vice President East Asia and Pacific Carlos Felipe Jaramillo and IFC Vice President Asia and Pacific Savas Suri. He said agriculture remains PNG's greatest untapped opportunity for job creation and economic security.
So if you are lazy but just attending church, then you're not doing God's call on you in the correct way, you're wasting your time. Agriculture is humankind's first profession, and agriculture is still timeless today. It is still timeless. The greatest fragility facing us, whilst geopolitics is fragility, whilst global debt remains fragility, even in the midst of debt, people will be looking for food to sustain themselves. And the nations who secure the food industry is a secured nation going forward.
The Prime Minister said priority is to address the immediate needs of the country, paving the way for progress ahead of the upcoming elections. He acknowledged the leadership of Minister for Agriculture John Boito and sector ministers responsible for coffee, oil palm and livestock. He said the creation of 4 standalone agricultural ministries in 2022 was aimed at restoring focus, accountability and performance in a sector that supports the majority of Papua New Guineans. The Prime Minister says the AgriConnect program supports the National Agriculture Sector Plan 2024 to 2033. Freddie Mo, TV1 News.
Applications are now open for the 2026 Japanese Language Proficiency Test in Papua New Guinea. The forms can be collected from its Public Relations and Culture section, Sugeri National High School, and the Education Department's Curriculum Development Division. The test will be held on July 5th at Sugeri National High School. Fees range from 45 to 200 kina, depending on the level. The JLPT measures reading and listening skills for non-native speakers. Japanese language has been taught in PNG since 1982 and continues with support from the Japan International Cooperation Agency and the Japan Foundation. In overseas news, the energy crunch in global markets has already translated to pain at the petrol bowser for Australian motorists.
Sitting here in South Melbourne, and behind me we've seen a steady stream of motorists arriving here just to try to capitalise on some of the cheap prices. Here, for example, behind me, unleaded is sitting at about $1.96 a litre, so it's below the $2 mark. Many places are now above $2, and as Romy was just mentioning, there are reports that we could see prices go as high as $3 a litre. Now that's according to economists from Westpac. They've actually crunched the numbers, and they have looked at that key waterway, of course, the Strait of Hormuz, which accounts for about 1/5 of the world's oil reserves that have to pass through there. At the moment, it's completely shut down, and they say that if that continues to be closed for 3 months, then, and it does impact this situation, then we could be looking at the prices going up to Brent crude $185 per barrel. Now, that would end up translating here at the Bowser to an increase of anywhere between 25 cents a litre or $1 a litre. That's where we get that $3 a litre figure from. So there is obviously that real concern, but of course we have heard from President Trump saying that he is going to potentially move in the US Navy to guarantee some of those supplies to be able to go through. So we are still waiting to see how long this conflict drags on as to what the potential impact is. And we've already heard from motoring groups that it normally typically takes about 7 to 10 days for any world shocks to actually flow through to the Bowser here locally. But nevertheless, there are still plenty of motorists that are trying to make sure that they do get in and get their cars filled up. This is what some of them had to say.
This is me getting in early. This is the cheap one nearby, so it seems like a few people are trying to get in early though.
Maybe it's not going to be as bad as what everybody makes out it is.
I have to fill up while I can before it gets too bad. Brought me here. Cheap fuel prices. I'm expecting them to go up soon, so I'm trying to get in now.
Petrol's going to go up in price, and everybody's going to rush around to fill their car, and just like we're doing.
So that's just a snapshot of some motorists, and we've seen plenty of different fluctuations happening already. But as Romy mentioned, the federal government's already saying don't panic, don't rush to the service station necessarily, due to the fact that we've still got quite a few fuel supplies. And of course, also the Treasurer Jim Chalmers has written to the ACCC to get it to monitor fuel prices, because it wants, the government wants to make sure that there isn't any price gouging and opportunistic price increases as a result of this.
The state government has been accused of abandoning a key funding promise that was meant to help Victorians with severe mental illness keep a roof over their heads. Tens of millions of dollars of funding for supported housing promised in the wake of a royal commission budgeted years ago is nowhere to be found.
With specialist staff and a community of peers close at hand.
How are you going today?
Supported housing has given Darren Benson a sense of stability through the ups and downs of severe anxiety, nerve pain and bouts of psychosis.
If I wasn't here, I really don't know where I would be. And to be honest, I don't really want to quite think about it because I don't think I'd be in a good place if I wasn't for here.
But too often, Victorians with severe mental illness fall through a critical gap in suitable long-term housing, finding themselves on a pipeline between hospitalisation and homelessness. The state's 2021 Mental Health Royal Commission prompted a raft of promises to fix the chronically underfunded sector.
That shame should be shouldered by a generation of policymakers,
including $40 million to deliver 2,000 big housing build homes as supported mental health housing. But 5 years after it was budgeted, not a cent has been spent.
That funding's no longer available, so I don't think that's a promise kept.
Homes are still being built, and that's prompted alarm that tenancies could be jeopardised if vulnerable Victorians move in without the necessary supports.
Without some ongoing support, the investment in the house tends to be wasted.
It's an incredibly small investment for a great upfront saving.
The state government did not deny that its funding pledge has now been scrapped. Instead, it said it was taking a phased approach to delivering the support through other means. An initial deadline to meet the Royal Commission's housing recommendation passed more than a year ago. It's unclear when the inquiry's recommendation of 2,000 supported homes will be met.
You're watching TVWAN News. Later in sports, debutants named in Hunter's first match and PNG International returns home with Capras.
Access Middle East is on the ground, from here in Baghdad to every corner of the region.
Access the power.
Honolulu isn't just an engineering feat, it's a statement of intent.
Access the wealth.
We're seeing great results, but we're not satisfied.
Access the deal makers.
Iraq's position has been clear. Halting this war and adopting dialogue.
Access the whole story.
A new age of sport and culture.
This is Access Middle East.
I swear to speak no word that is not true, and never to use the One Power as a weapon. The Dark One's army is coming, but there will be one who can stand against him. And it's one of the 5 of you.
Your early access to the best.
What can we do?
We protect the people we love. The wheel weaves as the wheel wills.
The Wheel of Time. New this March on Rock Entertainment.
You got scammed? Where did you get the money to pay them?
We mortgaged the house.
That's why it's so important for me to pass the board exam. So if you're looking for a girlfriend, well, I'm sorry. That's not me.
You already took our TV, come on!
What you're doing here is illegal.
If you wanted to take the legal route, well then, you should have borrowed from the bank.
You don't need to solve all your problems alone.
I'm just not used to having someone around who's willing to help me.
Well, then get used to it, because I'm here.
The Pacific. It's our home and it connects us all.
Encompassing thousands of islands, each with a unique story to tell.
Each week, a dedicated team of journalists throughout the region brings those stories home to you.
It's a great way to stay connected with the latest from the places we love.
Join us for The Pacific.
Because what matters here matters everywhere.
The Pacific returns Thursday, March 19 on ABC Australia.
Witness stories of resilience and ambition unfold across Asia this March on CMA. In Singapore, 5 food entrepreneurs confront the true cost of survival in a relentless F&B scene.
And you see your bank account kind of dwindling down, and I've got 2 young kids. It's a scary feeling.
Faced with daily operational pressures, how far would they go to chase a dream in the long game? In November 2025, a catastrophic fire in Hong Kong killed more than 100 residents. Even as homes and hopes were destroyed, survivors came together to reclaim their lives. Witness a community rising from the ashes of loss in After the Fire. And enter the arena of innovation as 36 participants overcome a series of challenges to design, build and pilot drones and robots. Who will be crowned champions of the very first CNA Tech Challenge. This March on CNA.
Welcome back. With 4 sleeps to go until the season opener at Santos National Football Stadium on Saturday, March 8th, the PNG Hunters has named an 18-man squad and confirmed 3 debutants for the weekend hit-out against Central Queensland Capras in Round 1 of the 2026 QRL Host Plus Cup season.
The PNG Hunters will hand debuts to Guria's pair Himson Ulalom and flyer Miles Panam, while Tigers playmaker Joel Genna is set for a grand showdown. A young Tigers prop Jordan Stephen has been named as 18th man. The wing positions came down to a tight contest between recruits Panam and Carlos Lung, but Panam earned the starting spot. Coach Paul Aiton said the two were neck and neck throughout the whole preseason and praised both players' work ethic.
Obviously Carlos is quite disappointed, but he works hard, so I'm sure he'll put his best foot forward. But I'm excited for Miles as well. Yeah, I think he's an exciting player to watch, a bit like Carlos. He's great in the air, so hopefully we can see some of his skills on Sunday.
With several marquee departures this year, Aiton stressed the importance of senior players stepping up to take charge around the team's spine. He praised the experience of Jamie Mavoko and others for their on and off the field influence.
We definitely need our older senior players. We've got the Jamies, your Illas, and they're so important to the team. What they do on the field and at training and off the field is, you can't replace that. So, because we've got those older players there, and even Sonny stepped up this year, he's leading, he's been very good for us. They're going to help guide these young boys, and that gives me the confidence, I think.
On the new spine, Aiton said Joel Genna has been consistent and has pushed hard to earn his debut, particularly with Josh Murray sidelined by injury.
He's been stepping up. When he first came, probably wouldn't have thought he would be starting, but through his effort and persistence, he's pushed himself into the squad. A little bit of luck too with Josh Murray getting injured, but he's really pushed himself into the squad and he's cemented that at the moment. So he's just got to, now the season starts, and that's just a different story because it's the mental and physical strains of the season kick in now.
Aiton expressed optimism for 2026. He expects a strong start and believes that the team's style and individual brilliance will come into play as the season unfolds. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Papua New Guinea international Roderick Tai is set for a special homecoming this Sunday when he runs out for the North Queensland Capras against the PNG Hunters for the first time in his career.
The new Queensland Capra centre, Roderick Tai, will face former club PNG Hunters in Port Moresby for the first time since he departed the club to the UK Super League. The talented outside back had a short stint in the United Kingdom with Warrington Wolves before returning to the Queensland Cup towards the end of last season after he was unable to renew his contract with the club. Having spent time with the Hunters, Tai is no stranger to their structure and style of play. Likewise, many of the Hunters players are familiar with his strong defense and ability to find try line. That mutual understanding is expected to make Sunday's showdown even more intriguing. Tai will not be the only Papua New Guinean drawing attention. Fellow PNG international Valentine Richard, Zev John, and veteran Nixon Put will be lining up in the maroon color against their countrymen. Meanwhile, Hunters has named a strong side ahead of this match. Watch this match live on TVWAN Sports. Rex Litter, TVWAN Sports.
The Papua New Guinea Rugby Football League, through partnership with the Pacific Oz Sports, has invested in bringing national rugby league level education and training to PNG to ensure high-performance staff and clubs have access to quality training and accreditation opportunities. The 3-day course covered first aid, advanced CPR, suspected spinal injury management, sports injury management, cognitive baselines assessment for head injury assessments, concussion, and strapping. As part of the 2026 Papua New Guinea National Rugby League competition season and PNG RFL accreditation programs taking place between January and March, PNG RFL engaged Australian Frontline Solutions to facilitate the Sports Medical Trainer Level 1 course. 49 participants from the PNG NRLC underwent the course, including physiotherapists, strength and conditioning coaches, and assistant coaches from participating pathways clubs and academies. AFS course facilitator Gudran Poreka shared her remarks following the 3-day course, highlighting the importance of adhering to NRL procedures.
PNG are going to be in, with the National Rugby League. They have to actually follow the NRL's rules and regulations, and as a sports trainer.
PNG RFL Performance and Pathways General Manager Tony Archer commended the AFS team for successfully conducting the course. Gemma Gutok, who is currently a trainer with the Lay Snacks Tigers National Youth Competition team, shared what she learned from the course.
Everybody has their own experience, depending on the player that they see. And all the players are different as well. It's a learning avenue as well. I might not know about that. So whatever he or she said, I can always learn from him.
Another participant, PRK Gulf ISO head strength and conditioning coach Simon Gabisini, also reflected on his experience during the 3-day course.
The different steps which we take with managing injuries at training and game day, and this course was really good too, especially for myself. This is the 3rd time attending this course.
Carol Kidu Jr., TV1 Sports. Head coach for the PNG Billums, Eric Comeng, says his side is mentally prepared for the challenge following the cancellation of their match against Fiji. They take on the New Caledonia on Friday.
The PNG Billums were scheduled to face Fiji in their second qualifying fixture. However, the match was called off due to bad weather conditions, forcing the team to shift focus to the upcoming clash against New Caledonia women's national football team. Head coach Eric Comeng said, despite disruptions and rescheduling of their game against Fiji to later date, his players remain positive and determined to continue their winning run.
Firstly, it was all about mindset. It was tiring for the girls, but this is why we are here. We are here to compete and challenge, and I think we're looking forward for the Fiji game, but it didn't happen. Now our focus now is on New Caledonia, and I think we started well yesterday, and today is our last session, and I think girls finished the session on a high note, so we're looking forward for New Caledonia.
PNG made an impressive start in the tournament with a dominant 5-0 victory over Vanuatu women's national football team. This result has boosted their confidence ahead of the game against New Caledonia. While attention is now on New Caledonia, the coach has acknowledged the quality of teams in the tournament, including Tahiti women's national football team, saying every match must be approached with discipline and focus.
We just have to stay focused, and New Caledonia is a good side. We just focus on New Caledonia, and hopefully we get the game away, and then we'll focus on Fiji. But first things first, we look forward for New Caledonia game, and I'm sure our girls are looking forward for that game as well.
Comeng added, this is an important tournament and every team is here for a reason. PNG Bilums must stay focused and respect their opponents and play to the best of their ability. The stakes are high, with the competition serving as a qualifier for the FIFA Women's World Cup to be held in Brazil in 2027. With qualification on the line and momentum on their side, the Bilums will be aiming to continue their winning form and take another step closer to realize the World Cup aspirations. Rex Litter, TVWAN Sports.
Cricket PNG successfully concluded a two-day Middle Stump Highlands and Momase 2026 Regional Cricket Managers Conference in Goroka, Eastern Highlands Province, held on Monday and Tuesday. The conference brought together regional cricket managers from Jiwaka, Southern Highlands, Western Highlands, Eastern Highlands, Medang and Morabe to align development priorities, strengthen reporting systems and enhance grassroots delivery across the regions. Cricket PNG representatives facilitated sessions on cricket fun games and skill-based learning, ICC data reporting systems and practical strategies to grow participation at the community and school levels. Cricket PNG continues to prioritize structured planning, strong governance and practical development pathways to ensure the growth of cricket across all regions of Papua New Guinea. Tahiti United has picked up their second victory of the season after a narrow win against the PNG Hikari FC 2-1 as the two sides played their rescheduled round 1 fixture in Melbourne yesterday. Heavy rain meant the match had been called off in Auckland in round 1, with the teams extending their team in Australia to finally meet one another.
With both sitting 7th and 8th in the table respectively, a win would be crucial in keeping their top 4 hopes alive, and it was Tahiti United who seemed more intent on securing those 3 points as they made a positive start. Tahiti United took the lead a little after the 15 minutes mark. Matteo De Grimel played a clever 1-2 with Terai Bremond before finishing calmly past goalkeeper Dave Tomare.
Ball, Tehau, is he onside? He's not going to finish.
Hikari finished the first half strongly with Raymond Gunemba coming close with a powerful strike. But Teave Tea Motuaitau made an excellent save to keep Tahiti United in front. At first half time, the scores were Tahiti leading 1-0. In the second stanza, Tahiti kept the tide high with its second goal.
First touch in the match has scored a...
Hikari responded quickly through Joseph Joe, who collected the ball after 30 yards out, played a neat 1-2 with Rex Naime, and placed his shot into the top corner to reduce the deficit to 2-1.
Perfect weight, Joe!
The win puts Tahiti United level with Vanuatu United in 4th place as they prepare for round 4. Michael Tamtipais, TV1 Sports.
And that's all we have for sports. Now for the weather report. Southern region, Port Moresby, cloudy with rain then rain showers. Popondetta, mostly cloudy with rain then rain showers and thunderstorms. Momase, Lae, cloudy then some rain then rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Medang, partly cloudy then rain showers and thunderstorms. New Guinea Islands, Lorengau, mostly cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Kokopo, Rabaul and Kimbe, cloudy with some rain then rain showers and thunderstorms. And Highlands region, Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, cloudy periods with rain then rain showers and thunderstorms. Oceans forecast. Coral Sea, seas rough to very rough with northwest to westerly winds of 15 to 25 knots, reaching 34 to 48 knots at times. Solomon Sea, seas slight to moderate with northwesterly winds of 10 to 20 knots. Bismarck Sea, seas moderate to rough with west to northwest winds of 15 to 25 knots, reaching 34 knots at times. Pacific Ocean, seas moderate to rough at times with northwesterly winds of 10 to 20 knots, reaching 25 to 33 knots. And coastal waters. Waters of southern PNG and Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Island, Kerma, Yule Island, Hood Point to Samarai Island. sees 1.5 to 2.5 meters, rising to 3 to 4 meters along warning areas. Waters of Medang to Wewak, Vanimo and northern PNG and Indonesian border sees 1 to 2 meters, rising to 3 meters at times along warning areas. And waters of New Britain sees 1 to 2 meters. And that ends another edition of TV1 News. Thanks for your company. Do take care out there. Good night.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by
Hi, with the help of Palmolive Naturals shampoo and conditioner, with these 3 quick and easy tips, I'm going to show you that more natural, beautiful hair is achievable. Step 1, massage your scalp during washing with shampoo. Step 2, apply conditioner to the tips of your hair. Step 3, gently towel dry your hair. There you have it. For natural, beautiful hair, use Palmolive Naturals shampoo and conditioner. Have a great hair day.
Long year 2024, 7 baby i born one time HIV. HIV ikan golong baby long triple rot.